Why some people step away to see things clearly? Pretty good question. And it happens. But you know, a lot of people, they just feel worn down. I mean, they just feel worn down right now. Not just tired from a long day, but tired in a deeper way. They wake up already feeling behind. They go to bed still carrying the day with them. You know, sleep feels light. The body doesn't relax. You know, it doesn't relax anyway. Nothing like it used to. Pain, it just hangs on longer and longer. So, you know, small problems feel heavier than they ever should. Most folks can't quite explain what's wrong. They just know something isn't right, and when that goes on long enough, some people do something that looks kind of strange from the outside. They just gently step away. They don't make any big plans. They turn down invitations. They sit outside more. They take a little bit longer walks, kind of to themselves. They stop explaining themselves to everybody, kind of stop reaching out. From the outside, it can look like giving up, like they're just pulling back, like just loneliness has overwhelmed them. But that's not always what's happening. And a lot of times people step away because they're trying to see clearly again. I've had to do this a few times myself. And when my days just kind of stacked up too tight, my thinking got sloppy. When everything demands attention all at once, my body starts kind of talking louder. Sleep gets shallow. Little aches show up. I get short with people I care about. You know, that's usually when I know I've been crowding myself too much. So I kind of watch for this, and then I step back a bit. Not to quit life, and not forever, just enough to let my soul catch up with my body, like my grandmother used to say. I'll sit outside longer than usual. I'll drink my water a little slower. I'll go to bed earlier, even if the world is still wide awake. I'll stop filling every quiet moment with a screenshot or doom scrolling. Nothing dramatic, just space. And almost every time something shifts, my thinking sharpens, pain eases some, sleep deepens, problems, they don't disappear, but they feel a little more manageable. People used to understand this better than we do now, and they didn't call it productivity or optimization. They called it common sense. If something wasn't working, you didn't just push harder right away. You just stopped. You stepped back, you watched, you paid attention. A man might sit on the porch after supper and say nothing. A farmer might walk his land alone, and at the end of the day, he might have it figured out. Might walk that fence line all the way around the perimeter of their place. You know, families settled in when the sun went down because that's when work just stopped and rest began. They didn't track rhythms or measure stress. They listened to daylight and darkness. Somewhere along the way, we've kind of lost that. Now, life stays loud. We stay connected. We stay busy. We drink water that carries nothing with it. We rush from one thing to the next and call it normal. But the body was never built for constant demand. It was built for a rhythm. Work, then rest, eat, then digest, wake, then sleep, input, then repair. When that rhythm breaks, the body adapts for a little while. But adapting isn't healing, it's borrowing from the future. Now that's when sleep stops repairing like it should in the rhythm, and that's when pain becomes more constant instead of a useful sign. That's when confusion creeps in. Now, stepping away isn't often the first repair. Not running off, not giving up, just slowing down enough to take inventory of what's happening. Now, this is where simple things start to matter again. Your basic fundamentals, real sleep, water that actually nourishes instead of just flushing through your body, minerals that steady the nerves and help muscles relax, sunlight, stillness. These aren't trends. They're fundamentals. When you step back, you give these things room to work again. Now, I've noticed that when I do this, my faith steadies too. Fear quietens down a bit. Thoughts line up instead of fighting each other. Faith doesn't grow very well at all in panic. It grows in order, and order starts with attention. You begin to notice what deserves your energy and what doesn't. You stop reacting to everything and jumping. You choose more carefully. Here's something people don't always say out loud. Stepping away isn't a selfish thing. It's not escapism. It's stewardship. Later in life, people need you steady. They need you calm. They need your perspective. You can't afford that. If you're always exhausted and scattered, you can't afford that, because being an experienced person, you're needed in this world. And taking care of yourself isn't about squeezing out more years. It's about having something left to give. So if you felt the pull to slow down lately, pay attention to it. You're not broken. You might just be kind of crowded, overwhelmed, overstimulated. Sometimes the clearest thing you can do is just step back long enough to see things, see again. I don't have all this figured out, I can tell you that for sure. But I'm still working on it myself. And so let's just keep moving forward on this journey together. And I appreciate you watching. Thank you.